Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you how to install Android 14 Lineage OS on the 2020 Motorola Edge with the Snapdragon 765G. Model number in my case it's XT20633. This is an European model from Germany to be exact. First thing you need to check is that you're already on the latest version of the stock ROM. Security patch in my case April 1st 2022. Next thing you need to do, go to About Phone, go to build number and just press it a couple of times until you get the message you're now a developer. Go back, go to System, go to Advanced. Here you're gonna have this menu developer options. Enable OEM unlocking. For good measure, we're also gonna enable USB debugging. I think this might be required as well. So next we're gonna unlock the bootloader and just make sure you have backed up all your data. It is recommended to remove your Google accounts from the phone, from settings, to just remove them. Everything is gonna be wiped, apps and data included, so you just need to know that. For the next step we're gonna need a PC, USB cable and internet connection. The next step that you have to do now is get to Motorola's website. When you start the bootloader unlock process, they get you through this wall of text. You can read it if you want to. We're gonna press proceed anyway. We're already signed in, so they're not asking us to sign in again, but usually gonna be asked to sign in either with a Google account or with a Motorola account. So they're recommending you to install the Android SDK, which I'm not gonna recommend because you have to install the whole Android Studio and stuff. Instead, what I'm gonna recommend is you're gonna go into GitHub. There are many options for this. The one I'm gonna suggest is ADB and Fastboot++. Just download the release. You can install either the MSI or the portable. Have the portable prepared in a folder here. Here you can just, if you're on Windows, you can just click here like this, cmd.exe, and here we go. We have cmd window opened into the folder. We're gonna need that in a moment after we install the Motorola USB drivers. So now with your phone fully turned off, hold volume down and power like this, and you're gonna get into fast boot mode. You see I'm currently OEM locked, which means the bootloader is unlocked. We're gonna connect a cable to our PC, just like that, and we're gonna leave the phone to the side. Mine is, I guess that's normal for the Motorola to go blank like this. Just leave it on the side. Have to make sure that the phone is recognized. We're gonna enter the command fastboot devices. In our case, the phone is recognized. However, I know this is Windows and you can run into a lot of problems with drivers, so we're gonna open device manager and let's find our phone here, just in my case. So we have the Motorola ADB interface. It is being picked up. If it's not being picked up, if you have a question mark or something else, you can go to update driver, browse my computers for drivers, and here either we're gonna select it from here, or if nothing else works, if you cannot find it, what I can suggest is you can go to Google's website and you can download the USB driver zip file from here and then select the folder. Either that or just force it like a disk installation. If nothing else works, drivers can be sometimes an issue on Windows for this kind of stuff. But in our case, it seems to work right out the bat after installing the Motorola USB drivers. So we're gonna copy the command here, fastboot OEM get unlock data, and we're gonna get this this stuff here. So what they're asking of us here, it's a bit weird because we have to remove the bootloader info. So we're just gonna copy the whole thing like this, but this wouldn't work, so we're gonna paste into Notepad, and we're just gonna we're gonna have to manually delete all this bootloader stuff here. There might be an easier way to do it, just nothing else comes to my mind right now. So we're just gonna do that. Just like a line of text. Gonna delete the spaces in between. Okay, this should work now. It should look something like this. Should copy this. And we're gonna drop it into here. Okay, we have to press yes, I think. We see a request unlock key button, and we're gonna get an email with our unlock key. So it seems that our device is eligible for unlocking. Yes, okay. This phone is out of warranty for many years probably, and it's broken, so not an issue. So right now we should check our email, the email we used to log into the website, or our unlock key. So the email looks like something like this. We have our unlock code here. We can just continue with the process. Our phone is still in fastboot mode, still plugged in. If you're not sure, do a fastboot device again, it's still here. So we're gonna write now fastboot om unlock, and we're gonna paste our key that we got on our email. That's the key in my case. I'm gonna press enter. And right now on the phone, you're gonna see this text here. We should use our volume buttons, I think. Yep, use power right now. And our bootloader is unlocked. Well, this is step 1 of the process. Flashing is unlocked. And we did it, we unlocked the bootloader. Well, right now we can just flash TWRP. And since LineageOS, you know, they're not giving out the builds anymore. If you look up LineageOS device racer in this case, that's the code name of the Motorola Edge. You see it's no longer maintained, and they're not giving the builds, they're not giving lineage recovery or anything like that. I'm gonna show you how to find the build just in a bit. Right now for recovery, we're gonna use TWRP. Just download the image here. And I have prepared the files here in another folder. We're just gonna, for convenience, just drop them all in the folder of the ADB. So right now we're gonna copy the file name of the TWRP. Make sure that .image is visible in the end. And we're gonna just flash it right now. The command for this phone is just fastboot /recovery. So we're just gonna do that. I think the guide on the LineageOS site tells you to reboot the phone and stuff and let it boot up, enable USB debugging again. It's just not necessary. We're just gonna fastboot /recovery. We're gonna paste the recovery. We're flashing it. Recovery is flashed. So right now on the phone, just use the volume buttons to go into recovery mode. Use the power button to boot into it. You're gonna get this here, a bootloader is unlocked and stuff, that's completely normal. We're just gonna wait a moment, it's gonna boot into recovery. Here we go, TeamWin recovery project. So right now on our phone, you see the internal storage says 0 megabytes, that's because it's still encrypted. We're gonna wipe, format data, and here we're gonna write yes. And all of these errors here, they're gonna be gone soon. So we have our 120 gigs here. Just unplugged it because my computer was freaking out a bit because the USB port on this phone is not the best. So right now on the computer, we're gonna have to enable MTP, because in this case it's not really showing anything. Okay, it's still not really working. We're gonna reboot recovery to fix it. Sometimes after wiping data, we just have to reboot recovery to get stuff to work properly. So right now make sure that MTP is enabled. You should be able to see the phone with the internal storage visible on your computer. Right now we're just gonna drag and drop the copy-partitions zip file. And we're gonna install that on the phone to make sure that all the partitions are okay. We're gonna press advanced. We're gonna press reboot to recovery. At this point we're nearly ready. We're just gonna copy the LineageOS and the gaps zip. MindTheGapps, that is our Google Play and stuff. If you're not aware of what gaps is. Again, the phone is still visible on the PC. We just drag and drop them both together. Since we already wiped data, now from where we get LineageOS, that I just copy it. We're gonna, if we head here, you see the link, it's just for Lineage, the LineageOS website, which is gonna throw you this device doesn't exist because they deleted the builds since they're not supporting it anymore for some reason. Because the LineageOS developers, they cannot just keep a single build up in storage. So we're gonna use this website called lineagearchive.timschumi.net. I'm gonna have a link in the description. I'm also gonna have another mirror in my Mega account. Device name is Racer. We're gonna download the latest nightly here from 2025. As for the MindTheGapps, they're on GitHub. Well, I'm also gonna drop a link. Download the zip package here. That's 400 megabytes. And now on the phone, we already wiped format data, so that's fine. We don't need to factory reset because we already basically did that. We're gonna flash the lineage, and we're gonna add more zip, and we're just gonna add the MindTheGapps. No swipe to confirm flash. And we're gonna sit down and wait until it's done. Okay, so we actually run into our first roadblock. After we flashed both files, we got an error from the gaps, and it ended with it couldn't install the Google Apps. So what I did is I rebooted the phone. It actually booted up successfully into LineageOS, into the setup, but again the gaps didn't work. So I turned it off, I boosted it back into recovery, and now we have Lineage recovery. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna factory reset again. I'm gonna plug it into the PC. Apply update, apply from ADB. And now ADB sideload is running. So you see here earlier it says device resets completely, we need to enable USB debugging to continue, maybe because I skipped rebooting the phone after I unblocked the bootloader, maybe that was the problem. It's either that or it's some sort of bug in TWRP. So what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna copy the MindTheGapps package here, the name of it. We're gonna go into our CMD window, we're gonna write ADB sideload, and we're gonna paste the name of MindTheGapps. I'm gonna press enter. I think we're gonna get an error with about a signature verification or something on here because it's Lineage recovery. But don't worry about that. Just press ES here, and we're gonna waste out. Okay, we didn't get an error this time. We're gonna reboot system. At this point, if everything went as expected, the process should be complete. We should be already booting into Android 14 LineageOS with the Google Apps package. So here we're just gonna quickly go to the setup. Through the setup, we're gonna check if the Google Play works. And we just booted into Android 14. We can unplug our phone. We already could do that even earlier. I'm just gonna go through the setup quickly. Seems like we were successful. The Google Play works. I don't have the internet connection enabled right now, so it won't be able to sign in. But as you can see, Android 14 is installed. Security patch 1st September 2025. This is more than new enough compared to the old one. 3 Android versions newer than the stock ROM. You're gonna have a pretty good time on this ROM, I think. LineageOS is pretty stable. I think this is basically the only choice we got with this phone from what I looked up online. If this tutorial was useful to you, you can drop a like, you can comment if there are any problems, and subscribe for more videos like this.